Well, hello there and welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet, the Indigo Disk video, even though we're kind of not gonna be doing, it's stuff that we unlock. We're doing stuff that we unlock from the Indigo Disk, Indigo Disk, but we're not exactly doing story, you know what I mean, right? Okay, anyways, yes, we are back again. And we have a different recording setup this time. Like wildly different. Wildly different. That being said though, there might be a lot of filler in this video, like a lot of time where I'm not gonna do stuff, and so I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later about the recording setup, right? But just as what I mentioned last time, I wanted to capture some of these legendary Pokemons. I finally found Gastier. So Gastier was actually pretty close to the ruins right here. Gastier. Oh, I probably should have took a screenshot before the video started. Unlucky, really. And so we're going to be capturing Gastier here. And then, of course, Entei, which we saw at the end of last video. And so it should be pretty good here. And indeed, just to figure all this out once again, get our screenshot just in case, of course. And then for all of these, I think we're gonna go with that claw. I think we're gonna go with this. So let's begin. First off, my team is we're using some Pokemon that I trained for raids. So this Scizor, for example, this Frostmoth, and this King Gambit are all from raids and sort of trained in HP EVs, which makes them really tanky in battle. We also are gonna use Gallade and Scizor as our False Swiper. I think King Gambit and also Empoleon do know how to use False Swipe, but I don't think I'm going to be using False Swipe this battle. Just because, yeah, I spoil. Well, I think for all these legendary battles, because these legendaries, their moveset is important. I don't know if they respawn if we don't successfully capture them. And so I want to make sure that I capture them. And so I checked Gastier's moveset, and Gastier seems to know Double Edge. I don't know if it will know Double Edge for this legendary static encounter, but it's supposed to know Double Edge. And because of that, I cannot justify myself using False Swipe, because if I use False Swipe, it's gonna die. And if it dies, I don't know if it respawns. I think nowadays legendaries do respawn. And oh my gosh, okay, I was like, oh, holy, no way this video is gonna be that short. I know in later games, Legendary respawn after you defeat the Elite Four. Like, if you kill Legendary on accident, be it roaming or static encounter, they respawn if you beat the Elite Four. This game doesn't have an Elite Four, exactly Elite Four. And so I don't know if these Legendaries respawn if we kill them. And so I kind of want to suss out the moveset. So I keep in mind that they use Taunt right there. And then I'll keep monitoring what moves it used. But that's how I'm going to go about these. I'm just going to make sure that they cannot use any recoil moves or moves that can potentially kill themselves. And then after I see that they can't, Thrash, exactly, there you go. It can use a move that can confuse itself. And when it confuses itself, it's going to hurt itself. And so if I False Swipe, it would have killed itself. And so it's very important to keep in mind what moves it has. Seems it has Thrash, so we're going to go. I probably should have carried a ghost Pokemon, for example, a Fluttermane or the likes, because having a ghost Pokemon would be pretty good. Golden Goo, why didn't I think of using Golden Goo? Golden Goo would have been so good this battle, because Steel, Ghost, regardless. Yeah, so that's kind of my game plan. See, I cannot justify myself False Swapping. I could use, for example, Super Fang or Ruination, or I don't know what the move is called, but the Ruination or Super Fang, it halves the Pokemon health. There's also moves like Seismic Toss and, Nightshade, which also does damage equal to my level if I want to weaken these Pokemon. But again, I don't know if they respawn, and so I don't want any risk of me killing them. And so I might as well just leave them at full health and throw a bunch of Pokeballs. And if the video is too long, then unlucky, maybe I'll cut it or whatnot, right? But hopefully some Pokemon won't use recoil moves or can't hurt themselves. Again, the two main ways they can hurt themselves is Confusion, Struggle, or Recoil, right? And so I know that this Pokemon did use Thrash, and then it did use Iron Defense. So can this Pokemon not be confused? Wait a minute. I thought Thrash made it so that it confused itself, but for some reason it didn't Double Edge, okay, well, even if it can't confuse itself, it also knows Double Edge. So there's two ways this Pokemon can kill itself, which is Super Troll. So at the end of the day, I need to be careful. I need to be careful about doing damage to it. And honestly, we're just going to have to capture it the old-fashioned way. There's a chance that because it's full health, the capture rate is super low, and so it might struggle itself to death. We'll see. I probably should count PP. Counting PP is not really something I want to do, but I might count PP. I also probably should have turned off auto-saving, but okay, that's something that I need to consider if I did the next legendary. Because again, I assume that these Pokemon can respawn, right? There's a huge assumption that these Pokemon respawn, but I don't know what conditions they respawn, and so I want to capture them the first go around. So it's gonna take a long time because again, legendary Pokemon low capture rate, but I think this is what we're gonna do. But anyways, yes, since we're gonna be capturing Pokemon, there is a lot of downtime for me to talk about stuff because I'm just gonna be chucking balls. So these videos might be very boring if I don't come in with a certain topic. And so today, our topic is the new recording setup. Indeed, so I do have a new recording setup. It's a lot better. Again, if you've been following along with my Pokemon Scarlet videos and you've been reading the descriptions or watching the beginning and end of the videos, I usually talk about, you know, the behind the scenes stuff. I mean, this whole series, Pokemon Scarlet, is basically just one big test of recording Nintendo Switch games. Okay, now it confused itself. That's super strange. This whole Pokemon Scarlet series is just my first serious recording of, you know, the Nintendo Switch. And so, with the capture card, I should say. I've recorded Nintendo Switch games before, but not on a capture card. And so this, you know, this is a test. And this test has been pretty long, and again, I talked about the process, but let's talk about what I have right now compared to what I had before, right? So, well, I guess I should talk about what I had before first. So before, I was recording off of Mac OS. Essentially, I was recording off Mac OS, and so the recording process is a little bit different. I was using a MacBook Air with an M1 chip, and so, you know, no Intel chip. It's all Apple Silicon, and so because of that, software like OBS I found didn't work well. Again, refer to episode 1 of Pokemon Scarlet. I found that OBS, while it was really good at, you know, people use OBS for recording for a reason, because it does a lot of things well. But the problem with OBS is that I'm not sure if this is true, but it didn't seem really optimized for macOS or optimized for my MacBook. It didn't run well. So there was a lot of the video that I recorded had a lot of problems to it, and so I didn't like that. And also my laptop was burning hot, which again means that it probably the software wasn't probably optimized well. So what I used instead was I used QuickTime Player, which is stock software on macOS, which you can use to record your screen, record a connected Apple device, for example an iPad, an iPhone. And it can also be used to record capture card image, or capture card footage. So the capture card input, basically what the capture card does is that you plug, because for consoles, for Nintendo Switch, I'm sure the same thing applies to Xbox, PlayStation, but I don't have those, so I haven't recorded gameplay with those. For the Switch, there's an HDMI out, and that HDMI out usually connects to, for example, a TV, and so that when the Switch is on, it connects to the TV, and then you can see the gameplay on the TV. That's how, you know, people normally do it. But what the capture card does is it turns that output of, you know, image output, it turns it into a signal that can be connected to Mac OS, Windows, right? It can be connected to a computer, and then that image can be captured using image capturing software, for example OBS or QuickTime Player. Both of those are, you know, image capturing software. And so basically with OBS, or with the capture card, I'm able to capture the Nintendo Switch image with my MacBook using the QuickTime Player software, you know, the image capturing software. That's what I did, right? The thing about QuickTime Player software on macOS is that you can only capture one audio track, essentially, one audio input at a time. You can either And for that particularly QuickTime Player, the thing that sucks is you can't actually capture internal audio. For example, if I want to, which makes sense, right? If I want to capture the screen, I can't capture the screen audio because there might be some weird thing about me capturing, for example, music videos, like capturing the audio from music videos, and then that runs into a problem with like copyright infringement and stuff like that. And so I understand why for a QuickTime Player, that software, you can't do it. You can do that, however, with OBS, right? And so I'm guessing it's just like an Apple thing. They don't want you to capture, screen audio because, or like, internal screen audio because it would be too much of like maybe music or stuff like that, right? However, I can capture game audio. And when I mean game audio, I can capture the game audio output that my capture card is outputting, right? And so because of that, with QuickTime Player, I can capture both the image, the game imaging, the game output, as well as the audio output, the screen and audio output with QuickTime Player. And it worked really well. I was able to capture the game. There's no stuttering. It also didn't have a lot of load on my MacBook. And so while I was recording a video, I can also upload a YouTube video. And my laptop didn't get hot, I would just capture, with OBS, I would just capture the game and, use it to capture the game, and my laptop would get incredibly hot. But because I believe QuickTime Player is stock macOS software, it's very well optimized with the chips and everything in the MacBook that I'm using. And so it's because it's well optimized, it doesn't take a lot of energy, heat, it's like the computer can handle it very well. And so recording with the Switch, or recording on Switch, was always a really positive experience, I've noticed. I had to clear my throat there because my mic picks up audio really well, and so I had to like clear my throat and I had to mute my mic. Hopefully the audio's good because sometimes the mic freaks out. Regardless, because of that, I can only record one audio track, and so I had to record the audio track differently. And so what I did was I had to record my voice audio because I want to talk in my Scarlet videos. I had to record the voice audios with voice memos. I'm sure there's better ways of recording your voice audio. For example, GarageBand, there's probably better settings on that. But I use voice memo because I didn't really care. As long as the audio sounded okay to me, it doesn't need to be perfect. I just need to record the audio and call it a day, right? I don't really... So using voice memos, again, is stock macOS software. It's also a stock iOS software as well. I believe you can also use voice memos on iOS. And I'm pretty sure the files transfer and stuff like that. If you use iOS, macOS, you can connect together. But anyways, I had to record my voice audio separately. And because of that, I had to edit in the voice audio after I'm done recording. And so I had to, what I did was with QuickTime Player, I remove, because QuickTime Player is also you can do a little bit of video editing. And so what I did with QuickTime Player was I removed the audio from the video, the game audio from the video, and with that game audio, I combined it with my voice audio. And when I combined it with my voice audio, I put it back into the video. But before I put it back into the video, I would have to remove the audio from the video, and so the video had to have no audio. And then I'll put in the double audio that were combined back into the video, and then I'll upload that to YouTube. Why? You might be questioning, why can't I just drag and drop the mic audio into the video and game audio file at the same, and just connect it? Why do I have to separate them and connect them separately and then put it back into a muted audio or a muted video file? The reason for that is I can't simply drag and drop I can't simply drag a audio file into a video file on QuickTime Player that already has audio, because if I combine two audio, or if I do that, for some reason one of the audio doesn't play. I forgot which audio, whether it be the original video audio or the secondary audio file that you put into it, you drag and drop into it. I'm not sure which one doesn't play, but that's something I learned when I was doing my Minecraft Monument of Aldrea series, which is on my main channel. That main series was basically just me trying to figure out mic settings and stuff like that, and that's one thing I learned. So anyway, so from me explaining all this, you can probably tell that this is a very convoluted, long experience. All right, but I haven't even mentioned video file sizes. So the thing about recording Pokemon videos with macOS using the capture card is that it spit out really large files. Basically, a minute was a gigabyte. Actually, a minute was more than a gigabyte, but let's just compare. Let's just say a minute was a gigabyte. And so if I were to record a 30-minute video, which a lot of these Pokemon Scarlet videos at the very least are 30 minutes, it will result in a 30 gigabyte file size, video file size. However, if I edit the video, because again, I have to edit the video, not exactly editing the video itself, but editing the video file to add in my voice audio. Once I do that, then I would have two files that are 30 gigabyte large, because I can't simply delete the first one without making the second one. All right, and so at the end of the day, I would have whatever I would record, whatever video file that size was, I would have to double it because I need to edit a video. And so, because my MacBook doesn't have that much storage, it's a 250 gigabyte laptop, which, you know, yeah, it sucks, you know, Apple, thank you. Yeah, it's not a lot of storage on the MacBook, and so I can only record a few videos at a time. And if I wanted to record more videos, then those video files I would have to put on a flash drive, on a hard drive. I've done both of those. And so it's really the recording, it's just really hard to record video files. And again, you have these large video files, which again, large video files means that it's you can do less with the laptop. You can record less videos. Also, when you upload them to YouTube, the video files, since they're so large, it takes a long time to upload and all that jazz. And so it's a lot, right? It's a lot. And yeah, I've wasted like a lot of balls on this Gastier so far, guys. Like, how much balls have I wasted? It felt like I've wasted a lot of balls, but we'll keep going, I suppose. So yes, that's basically recording on the macOS. Again, I've mentioned this all before. If you read my description and stuff like that, I read all before. Now I'm recording off of OBS. And again, the recording off OBS is a lot simpler of a process. And the file is hopefully going to be a lot smaller. And hopefully I don't need to process this file for a long time. Like, it's easier to process. I captured that Pokemon and I didn't get a notification for my Pokedex. That's strange. I thought it would appear at the end of my Blueberry Pokedex. It did not. Okay, well, that's strange. Oh, also, I've been trying to complete my Kitakami Pokedex. I'm sorry, my Blueberry Pokedex. I'm pretty far. I've gotten all the starters from the BBQs and BP. I'm just missing a few. That's a version exclusive. The Sandshrew, the Alolan Sandshrew. That's a Graveler I can trade for Golem. Slowbro, I need to pick up some Galactic Twigs or whatever they're called to make a, that I just need to collect materials. And then again, Electivire is a trade Pokemon. And then these last Pokemon, you can probably guess are legendaries, which probably involve, what's her name, Perrin, right? And so, yeah, that's basically the Pokedex. Just briefly talking about the Pokedex and the process, because we're already on that screen. Seems like Gastier, I captured Gastier and it didn't go into my Pokedex. It's not registered in my Pokedex, so it probably doesn't have a number, and it probably doesn't count towards any Pokedex, which is a bit strange. I wish there was a national dex in this game. However, I digress. We're going to capture Entei. I think we're not going to stock up on balls. I think we're going to be fine for now. And I also want to change my team. I also forgot to check Entei's moveset. So let's check Entei's moveset real quick. Swagger, Sunny Day, Lava Plume. Okay, it doesn't seem like Entei can kill itself, and so we're gonna false swipe this battle. I'm also probably just gonna turn off auto saving at the moment, just because. Yeah, I should turn off auto saving just in case the Pokemon struggles itself to death, and then we'll go from there. I'm also gonna switch out my team because last time I wanted to make sure that I have a team that resists the Glastier. Now I have a team that resists Entei. Again, a lot of these Pokemon have Flash Fire, so they can heal from fire moves. We have Slowbro and Garchomp, which are resistant to fire, and then we have another Pokemon that can use False Swipe. I lied, this Pokemon can't use False Swipe. Me when I lie. Again, this Cerulege is a raid Pokemon. Slowbro is also a raid Pokemon. Garchomp is also a raid Pokemon, and so they're EV trained in HP and all that good stuff, right? I think we're healed up. I think we have a decent amount of Pokeballs. So let's go ahead and do this. Now I'm recording with PC. I'm recording. It's a lot better. Like I said, the file size are going to be a lot smaller. What I've noticed when I record off OBS on my MacBook was that the file size is a lot smaller. We'll see if that carries over. Again, I haven't actually recorded a 30-minute or a 30-minute plus video on PC yet. And so we'll see how much the file size takes, right? I'm assuming it's going to be less than a gig per minute. But we'll just have to see about that. That being said though, because I'm recording now on OBS, I can adjust the audio files, the audio levels really easily. Like I can record it while I'm playing, and so if I want to lower the video or the game audio, I can do that. Well, I couldn't lower the game audio before. I could lower the voice audio before, and I can also do the same now. So that's not different, you know. We're gonna turn off auto saving here. We're gonna save, and then we're gonna fight this Entei to the death. I don't think Entei can use I think Entei can only use fire moves, and so if I switch to a Pokemon with Flash Fire, it should be good. Yeah, if I switch to a Pokemon with Flash Fire, it should be 100% fine. So this is going to be a really easy battle, I think, especially since I can False Swipe. So we shouldn't have any problems with this. But as I was saying, the file size are going to hopefully be smaller. I'm using OBS so I can record both the audio files at the same time, which is super nice again. I can also monitor the audio files pretty well too. Before, when you record off of QuickTime Player in macOS, I can easily monitor the game audio, and I can also wait. Can this Pokemon use? Okay, yeah, Lava Plume. Okay, I should be fine. Yeah. We're going to be false swiping this Pokemon down. But anyways, yes, I can record both audio files, like I said, and monitor it as well. Monitor which one I want to monitor. I can monitor my voice with OBS. I can monitor the game with OBS. I can also like turn off, which is super nice. I can mute, which again, it's just the setting. I can play with it a lot easier, a lot better, which is a lot better. And then I can also disable desktop audio, which is super nice too. Actually, before this video, I was doing a bunch of tests, and then there was like a Windows pop-up saying that like there's no virus detected, which is nice, you know. And then when that popped up, I was recording something, and I'm like, wait, did that show up on the recording? And no, it didn't show up on the recording. I could choose to record desktop sound. So if I want to do background music, if I want to play an audio clip, I can do that. So I have more audio options, again, with desktop audio. And I can also turn it off. Right now, I have it turned off just in case I get Windows notifications. Because if I get Windows notifications, you guys will be able to hear that if I didn't have the desktop audio off. Not only that, but now when I record, I can immediately upload this video. Once I finish recording, if I feel like everything is fine, if I don't need to edit it, I can just immediately flick this onto YouTube, which is so nice because again, before when I made a video on macOS, okay, I had to go in, I had to change the audio levels, not change the audio levels, I had to add in mic audio. And so it would take a long time, and it's not, and you know, it wasn't slow. Like if I add in the audio file, make the video, it would take like less than 5 minutes. Like it's a really fast process, but I have to do it, you know. I have to go through that every time I make a video, and it kind of, you know, it's a slow process. And again, I'm making a huge video file. I'm literally making another video file of the same size. And again, a minute is a gig. And so, you know, if I don't have enough storage, then I have to play around with, okay, how am I gonna get the storage? Am I gonna have to put the second video file on the capture card? Am I gonna, you know, it is really annoying. But now, it's only one video file. Not only that, but I have storage now. I have upgradable storage because it's a PC. That's one thing good about a PC is you can upgrade the storage. And right now I have a terabyte. I can go ahead and make another terabyte. I can add another terabyte, right? I can even get a SSD with more terabytes. I can get flash drives, right? So it's just so much nicer because again, video files are smaller. I have to make less video files, and I have more internal storage. And so literally everything is just so much better. And yeah, I mean, what else is there to say? I talked a lot about the macOS recording experience because there's a lot to it. But when I talk about the PC recording setup, there's not a lot to talk about because it's a lot more of a simple process. And so I'm really excited. After I record this video, I'm just gonna flick it immediately onto Trainer Clizzard, my Trainer Clizzard YouTube channel, and see how it looks. The video quality looks a little bit worse, but that might be because I'm playing on a bigger screen. Funny enough, my monitor is a 1440p monitor. That being said, though, it technically has lower resolution than my MacBook, because my MacBook has like 18. It's like 18p or 1800p kind of. That's like the smallest like resolution, you know, of the side. So technically it has a little bit less my PC has a little bit less resolution. And so when I'm looking, also I have no idea where my, oh, there it is. Gastier is right there. I think I went to the Pokemon Center, and so I healed Gastier up. So I kind of want to see how much PP it still had, but I think it's fully healed. Yeah, it's fully healed. So we can check how much PP it used, how close I was to dying. Also, nature-wise, not the best nature. Yeah, well, this Pokemon has low speed, so maybe lowering speed is fine. Maybe Trick Room build. But yeah, Entei, honestly, Entei's nature isn't bad either if we're going to go with a physical attacker. Let's judge IVs. IV's terrible. IV's terrible. Okay, these Pokemon have terrible IVs. I don't really care at the end of the day because we can just bottle cap it up, you know? But indeed, I'm excited. We'll see how uploading this to YouTube goes. So, you know, we'll see if the image quality looks good. Hopefully the audio quality looks good. The game audio should be exactly the same. I can't imagine why it'd be different. The voice audio, the mic audio might be a bit different because I'm recording this off of OBS. I haven't really adjusted the mic settings. I've adjusted the mic audio. For example, the mic audio right now I have at 100%. The game audio I have at minus 12.5 dB, and that's considering my game settings, which for this game it's 2 and everything. And so with 2 and everything, with the on OBS, the audio is at minus 12.5 dB. Again, I don't like loud game audio because I feel like it's hard to listen to the voice, because the main thing you're listening to this video is me, not the game, right? If you mainly want to listen to the game, then you'll find a playthrough where the person's not talking, right? If that's really what you want to do. But if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you're listening because of me. And so I want my audio to be really loud and the game audio to be really quiet. However, I digress. We are going to go ahead and talk to Snackworth because we need to unlock more legendaries. I'm going to search these legendaries off camera so that I don't do them on camera and waste your time. And then when I search them, the next video, honestly, I was planning on next video doing different stuff. But I think I'm just going to capture a bunch of legendaries. I think I'm kind of in the mood of capturing a bunch of legendaries. And so we'll keep at it. And again, I just want to unlock maybe 2-3 legendaries, and then I'll look for them off camera, and then next time we'll battle them and try to capture them. But anyways, let's see. Heavens to Betsy, you've gone and completed a group quest. Yeah, so this is something I was going to mention, but the legendaries that you capture, so I spoiled myself on how it works. Not the legendaries themselves, kind of a few of the legendaries, but mainly how you do it. And again, you saw last time that every 10 BBQ you complete, you unlock a legendary. But Scarlet and Violet both have different legendaries. So if I unlock 10 in this game, I might get an Entei, or I get a Gastier. But if I do 10 in Violet, I might get a Spectier, right? However, what you can do is you can actually play with people, like Union Circle, join people, and then you can do BBQs together. And then when you do enough BBQs, you unlock group quests. And then you complete these group quests, and you get a bunch of BP, which is where I've gotten all the BP to unlock the starter Pokemons, right? But when you do these group quests, you also can unlock legendaries from Snackworth. And the legendaries that you unlock are from the other version. So for example, since I'm playing Scarlet, I unlock Gastier by doing BBQs. But if I do group quests, I can unlock Spectier, the version exclusive. So technically, there are no version exclusive legendaries for Snackworth legendaries. However, you need to play with someone. Again, it could be 2 Scarlet. You can play with another Scarlet. It doesn't matter. But you unlock the Violet legendary. Or if you're playing Violet, you can unlock the Scarlet legendaries. And so I've been doing BBQ with someone. And so I've unlocked hopefully all the legendaries that I'm able to unlock, which is really good. So I can capture a bunch of legendaries. This is gonna be a long series, guys, because I'm gonna capture like 2 or 3 legendaries every video for each video, and there is like a lot of legendaries. So there's gonna be a lot of capturing being done. But anyway, this is a group quest, and so the legendary I'm about to unlock is a Violet exclusive if you play alone. But it's a Violet legendary that you unlock doing BBQs, not group quests, right? It's different. Anyways, let's go. I obtained a Cobalion trait. Okay, so Cobalion must be a Violet exclusive for BBQs, but it's a Scarlet exclusive for group quests. Alright, there we go. A snack made for legendary Cobalion. Okay, that's a Cobalion treat. You know Cobalion, frightfully rare that one, not your run-of-the-mill Pokemon. Speaking of Cobalion, I do recall this particular encounter when I was a younger feller. I was on one of my adventures in Paldea when Cobalion just pranced on down from a cliff. Okay, so maybe middle of a mountain, maybe not on top of a mountain. Well, maybe on top of a mountain. I was real flummoxed at first when it stopped right before me. Maybe it was just pausing to stare because my face looks so funny. Anyway, that old Cobalion started to stroll away, so I followed and it led me to a famed waterfall. I tried to say thanks, but old Cobalion just dashed off into a bamboo grove. So cool as you please. It loves the snacks that you have there, so it might just be a shot at meeting it. If you run to old Cobalion, make sure to give it my best. I know exactly the area where he's talking about, so this is good. This is good. Let's go ahead and talk to him again. Chipping away. BBQs, oh bestie, you've completed 2 group quests. Right, I've completed 2, yes. Earn yourself a special snack. Okay, so this is another Violet BBQ exclusive, a Scarlet group quest exclusive. Here we go. Necrozma treat. Interesting. I've never caught a Necrozma because I never played Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon. I have, however, played Pokemon Masters, and Signasun Luzamine has a Necrozma that I think is fused with a Segaleo. So this is going to be interesting. So yeah, I've never caught a Necrozma. I don't even know what type this Pokemon is. Psychic or something? You know, Necrozma is frightfully rare, that one, not your run-of-the-mill Pokemon. Speaking of Necrozma, I do recall this particular encounter when I was a younger feller. I was sitting in the stream of one of Paldea's waterfall, letting the pounding water cleanse my mind. Another waterfall, okay. When I looked, I saw Necrozma sat right up above, giving me the ugliest glare. I thought it'd be unwise of me not to stand my ground, so I squared up and roared as loud as the water. That had old Necrozma off like a shot, and if it wasn't just Necrozma either, that shout of mine sent all the nearby Sawsbugs scattering too, wouldn't you know it. Okay, it's where Sawsbugs spawn. That's very interesting. I don't know exactly what he's talking about, but it's where Sawsbugs spawn. I've completed 30 BB quests. Again, this is a Violet BBQ exclusive, a Scarlet group quest exclusive. A Latios treat, let's freaking go! I love Latios. I think Latios might be one of my favorite legendaries. When I say one of my favorite legendaries, I think Latios is actually just straight up my favorite legendary. There's a Latios treat. You know, Latios frightfully rare, that one, not your run-of-the-mill Pokemon. Speaking of Latios, I do recall this one particular encounter when I was a younger feller. I was off enjoying the spot of black stroke in the sea to the south of Paldea at the time. Okay, so a little bit more direction. I was gonna go for a good while, so I've been going on for a good while. So I'd come to feel a bit tuckered out and in need of a rest. Came ashore to rest on the sand in the shadow of some cliffs. Okay, so south cliffs. I feel like it's all cliffs, but when you won't believe it, there's Latios just right before me. Our eyes met and it gave me a jolly little smile. Then it flew off again out of sight. That definitely sounds like a Latios. It loves the snack that you have there, so you might just have a shot at meeting it too. If you run into old Latios, you be sure to give it my best. Something that I want to check is if I have... No, okay, so the treat disappears after you capture the Pokemon. Indeed. So I think we are going to stop there. I have a pretty good idea of where Latios... Or I'm sorry, I have a good idea of where Cobalion is. I don't know where Latios would be. I guess. I mean, there's a few places that Latios could be. Southern Sea, so maybe near my house. Honestly, that is a possibility that it could be there. I think Cobalion is going to be right. Where is it? Here, like exactly where Fury Falls is. Whether on the bottom or on top, I'm not sure. Necrozma is going to be a little bit more difficult, but I can just easily search up where Sawsbuck spawn, and then we look where it's close to Waterfall, and then we go from there. And so I think we have a pretty good idea of where all this stuff is going to be. Again, I'll search for it off camera, so you won't need to... your time won't be wasted, right? And so that's going to be good. Well, anyways, thank you for watching. You're beautiful the way you are. I hope this video worked. Hopefully it didn't look too different from my other videos, and hopefully the audio doesn't sound too different from my other videos as well. But again, I'll check it out on YouTube and we'll see how everything goes. So like I said, thank you for watching. You're beautiful the way you are, and I'll catch you in another Pokemon Scarlet the Indigo Disk video where we'll continue capturing these legendaries. I thought I would know where Cobalion is, but I lied. Alright, well, see you guys then.